Welcome back, Blade fans. This old sword is with you, and here's a video I've been meaning to make, or maybe sort of remake for a while now, is to cover the 4 different knives that I have as part of my Damned Designs collection. And if you don't know, Damned Designs is a company owned by Adrian D'Souza, where he gets these blades made, I believe, by Best Tech. Don't hold me to it. If you know better, let me know. But the initial ones, which you see here, the 2 Hades models, came off of Amazon back when he was selling them on Amazon, and he's now gone to direct sales from his website, as far as I know, and I'll give you that link. But these 2 are in D2, these 2 are in 14C28N. And these came later, after the 2021 Blade Show, I think in Atlanta. Again, don't hold me to that. Shortly afterwards, he had the 14C models available on his website. They came and they went quickly. And we'll describe those and talk about them in just a moment. But interesting website. He's coming out with new designs all the time, and as far as I know, they are all direct purchase from the Damned Designs website. Okay, that being said, a lot of new designs out there. These are somewhat older and a little older yet in the case of the Hades. So anyway, talked long enough. Let's talk about the ones that I picked up first. This was my very first Damned Designs knife. This was a D2 knife called the Hades. There's their logo. Kind of the horns and the, what have we got? And the double knives. Kind of hard to see. Looks like a smile, right? This is in green G10. All of them have their signature hexagonal pivot, kind of nice, with a T8 on the clip side of the knife. They're all deep carry. Some criticism has been made that the deep carry clip goes beyond the end of the pommel. I have no issue with that because it disappears the knife even more. Although they are a natural color, bead blasted, so they're a light color if you're wearing dark pants. If you wear light pants, they'll be seen less. Great ergos on this knife, and really sharp looking clip point with a little bit of an upturn. Call it what you may. All of these knives, well, the Hades, fire with a thumb stud, double thumb stud. Nice aggressive jimping, short run of it, but just enough. If you want to stick your thumb out a little further and have more of a squared off hammer grip with a reinforced thumb, I call that a collie grip. Some people say, why do you call it a collie grip? Why is it so special? Well, because when they teach you knife training in some collie styles, you put the thumb on the back for a reinforced cut. But you may do that if you're cutting cardboard too. So either way, or actually if you're cutting cardboard, you want it to pass past the blade, so you may not stick your thumb there. Whatever. We have hidden liners, G10 backspacer, and a hidden lanyard hole there, which is interesting because you can see the liners on the sides, that metal, but the center spot where you're going to put your lanyard is just G10. So I don't think your lanyard needs that much support unless you're pulling on it awfully hard. Interesting handle shape. Fits very naturally in the hand, very ergonomic. Either position. And you've got a good pommel there to cap with your thumb if you go point down. And on this particular model, you have a really nice gradual belly, and they come through quite sharp with an excellent edge on them. Again, D2, heavily stonewashed on this one. And for contrast, I like the model so much and I enjoyed the company so much, I picked up the Jade G10 with the satin finish. Really nice satin finish on that. And that's a D2 as well. Yep. Nice, super smooth action. Just about completely dropped shut. Detent is nice. Almost can't feel it. Might be able to if I kept my thumb on top. Of course you can roll it out, but if you fire it forward, opens completely almost all the time. Again, nice job on the finish. Very reflective. Just, if it was a little shinier, it would be mirror, but it's not quite there. It is a switchable clip. You got the blank there to take out, to move it to the other side. And by the way, the clip is completely recessed. Even though there are round head screws, they're not going to hang up because the surface of that handle, they're below the surface of that handle, so it's going to slide in and out of the pocket really easily. And I can attest to the fact that these carry very well. Again, you can only see the release for the liner. The rest of the liner's inside. And yes, you have weight relieving. And again, both of these knives are identical. You can see it a little better because the light's shining through the holes on the natural G10. And the length on these blades, I'm not going to measure them all up, but the length on these blades is 3.5 pretty consistently across them. We'll see if the newer models, the Yokai and the Wendigo are any longer. I like firing these with the thumb studs though, and you don't have anything protruding on the back. Nice smooth design. So let's put those aside. We'll bring them back out for hurrahs before we finish up. And yes, again, same situation with the clip on that copy. Let's look at the two newer ones. He went pretty rad on these designs and offered some different handle colors. Yeah, I had to get the white G10. What the heck? I have very few knives with white G10, so. And a real kind of distressed, heavy stonewash, which I like. And this is the Yokai. Interesting because there's another knife by the name of Yokai designed by Alessandra DeSantis, made by Boker, which is kind of a Tonto too. So here you've got a very big swale, cut out ramp really for your thumb with lots of jimping. I like the design. And you know, if you come way up, all the way up, and bring the base knuckle of your thumb up, you can put it there, but it's sort of designed for kind of a saber grip, cross palm, angle palm. And looking at the clip on this guy, we have same situation, and the clip doesn't extend quite so far past the pommel, in fact not at all on the Yokai. Still switchable. There's your blank. And we have on these the addition of a hole for the lanyard rather than that hidden lanyard pin. Got a black G10 spacer, back spacer. And it is a flipper with a muted tab, jimping on the top, jimping on the front. Fires really well. And since anytime we got 4 knives out, I don't do a lot of measurements, but I believe on the review of this one and the Wendigo, I did all the specs, but this is just a skosh over 8 inches. And the blade on this one, because of the handle design, comes in at 3 1/4, but the cutting edge is like 3.6. So much different because of that forward portion, which we do have here, but it's not cut back so radically as on the Yokai. Let's just take a look at the blades here for a minute. So yeah, the blade's a little bit longer on the Hades by maybe ½ inch, something like that. Let's see if I can hold these steady. Handling knives with two hands, even one, in front of the camera. It's a little tricky, but yeah, there you go. A little bit longer on the Hades, barely ½ inch. Still got a very smooth action on these back flippers. Detents tuned nicely. Yep, really nice. Can't fail it. That's a good sign. And clips on these are a little more kind of a little more stonewashed than on the Hades. See? More bead blast there. I like the knives though. I like the radical designs, and they're a good weight, and there is relieving on all of them. Let's, for the heck of it, weigh up the Yokai. I'm not going to even pop these measurements up on the screen, but just want to give you kind of a sense of what we're talking about here. 5.6, so not a light knife. 5.67, almost 5.68. We've got good blade stock. Pretty thick. So what we've got on the Yokai is a 4mm blade stock. And it's looking like we've got the same blade stock on them all. So good and rugged with regards to that. Interesting tanto. Looks kind of short and stubby, but you know, you got a long cutting edge. 3 1/4 from here to the tip. Pretty pronounced tip though, with a good amount of meat. They are flat ground. Good size handle though, plenty of handle. A little shorter on the blade. Some people like that, some people don't. Here's the Wendigo. So this is kind of an interesting, faceted, stubbier modified tanto with a bit of a belly on it. A little more so than on that straight edge on the Wendigo. So got a little bit of belly, got a very pronounced secondary point, nice grinding, 4mm blade stock, and smooth action, nicely tuned, just like the Yokai, and with the lanyard hole, just like the Yokai. Clip, same thing, but now this is interesting. So this is where a lot of reviewers kind of got, I don't know, sidetracked with talking about the clip. There's the clip on the Yokai. There's the clip on the Wendigo. They did it a little differently. It extends past the pommel. I have no problems with that, again, but it's interesting that there wasn't any consistency here. And it is switchable. So, interesting. You know, each one's a little different, which is kind of nice, and to Adrian D'Souza's credit. Same hexagonal pivot. Same full handle with a little shorter blade. You can see, yeah, it's you know, pretty good actually blade to handle ratio there. I don't think they could have stuffed much more blade in there. Let's look at least this one next to the Griptilian to give you an idea of size. Get in there a little closer. We've got a similar size, really, to a Griptilian. Even on the Hades. Hades is stretching out a little longer, half an inch or so. So they got a little longer blade on the Hades. Yep. Which you're not getting with the Yokai or the Wendigo. Yokai is a little longer. I think this is the shortest of the new ones, the Wendigo. Yep. So it kind of falls at the bottom in terms of blade length, but still I would call it a medium to medium large knife, considering everything. So that's another look at the Damn Designs knives. Top to bottom, we have, again, the Hades again, two versions, the Yokai and the Wendigo. Hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Be back soon.